of the Month program for the school year. I can say to you that the committee of teachers and Mrs. Cole and myself, we spent quite a bit of time just really working through what does this look like, looking at all of the teachers' submissions, and there were quite a few. So absolutely impressed that it wasn't just, geez, who are we going to do this month? There's nobody nominated. Well, there are tons of people nominated because you guys, all of you are doing what you need to do, not only in the classroom, but in the lunchroom and elsewhere around the building. Okay, so let's move on, and we're going to start with our first recipient for readiness. You guys ready? Yes. Okay. So the first recipient is Joy Green. Come on down. Congratulations. There you go. Congratulations. Okay, there you go. Okay, Joy, don't go on. We get to know why you were nominated. So Mr. Welch had this to say: Joy is usually one of the first to class. When she arrives, she immediately sets out her notebook and other supplies. She is ready to go. She then sits patiently reading one of her many books until class starts. Thank you, Joy. We appreciate all that you do. So as recipient of Student of the Month, you get to have your photograph taken with Mr. Welch because you'll be put in the showcase. So before you leave today, please see Mr. Nissen, Mr. Welch, please see Mr. Nissen, you'll get your photograph taken. And then we are ordering our special gifts for this year. Each Student of the Month, every time when you're a recipient, you'll get a Student of the Month t-shirt. So, all right, and those are on order. So Mr. Welch is on a roll. Our next Student of the Month in the area of respect, Kaylee Britt, come on down. Well, Kaylee Britt, she'll get to see this. Mr. Welch said, Kaylee is a very polite and considerate student. Please listen. Let me try this again. Kaylee is a very polite and considerate student. When she enters my classroom, she always manages to say hi with a friendly smile. She has never been disrespectful to me or anyone else in class. She is quite the opposite, always friendly and willing to help. When you see Kaylee, please make sure you tell her congratulations. Okay. And our last recipient in the area of responsibility, Tiara McClellan. Where are you? Are we serious? Okay. Well, anyways, so Mrs. Milik nominated Tiara, and Mrs. Milik said, Tiara is determined to take responsibility for her own success. She is working hard in every class to do as well as she can and understand as much as possible. In math, Tiara speaks up when she needs help. Keep up the great work. Again, when you see Tiara, please make sure you tell her congratulations. So we have just a few minutes of
readiness. And for the month of September, Mr. Nissen nominated the student, and the student is Savannah Smith. So, congratulations, Savannah. So Savannah Smith is slaying in American Studies. Her work on a project involving primary source documents related to immigration was amazing. Also notable was her work on Northwest Ordinance, the musical. Savannah, congratulations. All right, respect. Ms. Bennett nominated Evelyn Ornelas.
Congratulations.
And so Ms. Bennett has this to say about Evelyn. Evelyn displays great respect for her fellow students through a generous spirit and heart. Through a gesture which remains confidential, Evelyn elevated the value of her classmates by offering to fill a void and make an opportunity possible. Her emotion of generosity and care moved me as a teacher. Evelyn understands the importance of every individual in a performance group. The humility of her approach and demeanor is laudable, as she presented her idea with no expectation of recognition, accolade, or credit. In fact, it is quite the opposite, as she wished to remain behind the scenes. Well, that didn't happen. While it is not my liberty to reveal the actual gesture, it is my honor to share in the graciousness of her heart. I am humbled to watch my students care for each other in such a giving manner. Evelyn, congratulations. And finally, responsibilities. And Mrs. Cross nominated Carly Swarton. Okay, so Mrs. Cross had this to say. Carly is rocking biology as a student and as a peer. Individually, she has been submitting fantastic work that is organized, well explained, and correct. As a peer, she has helped others in organizing their own labs, mentored other students in the class to complete quality work, and has allowed me to use her work as a sample for others. Carly, congratulations.
Try. Make it extra prize. Right here.
So for the month of September, Mr. Schrock nominated Cameron Hill for Respect. And Mr. Schrock said, I feel that Cameron has shined so far in my Algebra 2 class. He always comes to class with homework completed and materials ready. One of his friends was going to stay after school because they needed help figuring out how to correct their quiz questions that they'd gotten wrong. Before I went over to help with their questions, Cameron had pulled up a chair and was helping them work through each problem again so they could see where their mistakes were to be better prepared for our chapter test. Cameron was very respectful towards his classmate when he was helping them with their quiz corrections and showed great patience with them through each problem. I feel this type of leadership fits into all three categories of being respectful towards his classmate, responsible for helping them understand the material instead of doing the work for them, and ready by being able to give them the help that they needed. Congratulations, Cameron. Okay, next is readiness, and Dr. Bajoni, the anatomy teacher, nominated Amber Rosinski. So Dr. Bajoni had this to say about Amber. Amber is consistently on task and an active participant in our class discussions. So she's always ready. Congratulations. And finally, we have responsibility. And Mrs. Cross nominated Christian Martin.
Can we not take a picture?
So Mrs. Cross had this to say about Christian. Christian fits all of these categories, but readiness hits the mark most recently. Not only is Christian prepared for chemistry daily, but he's ready to participate in notes and practice and be an active learner. He constantly uses his time wisely and is truly ready for his assignments. In advisory, he is not only physically present, but mentally as well, asking questions, engaging with speakers, and adding to our class discussions. Congratulations.